The 50-50 accumulator is quite different than the ones we've talked about previously. And really, we included this in this video series just to demonstrate the versatility within these OTC contracts. You know, there is over 30 different accumulators that we trade here at StoneX, and you know, there's probably more that we could do, right? The possibilities are endless when it comes to building these structures. So with the 50-50, it's another way of kind of achieving that guaranteed quantity, but in a little bit different way. So this accumulator has no knockout. There's never any knockout risk applied to it. But what does happen as a trade-off is our ability to accumulate swaps throughout the life of the contract. We've been using this 10,000 bushels over 10 weeks example throughout this video, so let's stick with it. If we chose to utilize this contract, on day one, we are going to price 5 of those 10,000 bushels at the accumulation level. So on day one, we know we have 5,000 bushels priced. Now, from there on, things get quite a bit different than the ones we've talked about previously, because that is only going to accumulate from that point on if the price is above that accumulation level. Again, there's no knockout. We're guaranteed to get the first 50% sold. These can be created both weekly and euro. So they could accumulate or they could double up weekly or in a euro fashion, like we've already talked about. But the main difference is that no accumulations will occur unless the market is trading above that accumulation level. So we get guaranteed sales on, and that's a good thing, but there is uncertainty about how much we will accumulate with this particular contract. Accumulation levels are going to be very comparable to what the weekly and euro accumulators are. They'll be slightly less, but close. So this would be an example of a contract what we might consider, if we're in the right type of a market, might consider pushing the amount of bushels we enroll in it, knowing that we're likely to not double up every week if we're using the weekly, or can accept that risk if we use the euro and end up doubling up on the last day of the accumulator. So with this 50-50 accumulator, the double up feature is going to depend on whether we use the weekly or the euro version of the accumulator, which we do have both. If we're using the weekly version and we experience a double up, then we're going to price double that weekly quantity of sales. Now, if we're using the euro 50-50 accumulator, we know we don't have double up risk throughout the life of the accumulator. So in that instance, we would sell the predetermined amount of bushels and understand that all of that double up risk is contained to the very last day of the contract. Selling 50% of the bushels on day one is going to give us a known amount of sales at a premium price on day one. So that's why this accumulator could be attractive to producers. It's also going to give us a higher accumulation level than adding that guaranteed quantity feature to one of the other accumulators we talked about previously. Well, when determining which one of these accumulators to use, we know that what we're achieving by using either is to remove that knockout risk. So the guaranteed quantity does it by guaranteeing us the sale price level for all bushels, either at the accumulation level or at the initial board price. And the 50-50 prices half of it on day one, with remaining accumulations unknown throughout the rest of the life of the accumulator. So you have to ask yourself, what is the trade-off I'm willing to take? Do I want to ensure that I price all those bushels perhaps at a lower price than the accumulation level, or is it more important for me to get half, 50% of that notional quantity priced on day one with the possibility to have those remaining accumulations unknown? So like with all accumulators, the euro double up is going to offer us a slightly better accumulation level. Now, since accumulations are kind of unknown throughout this contract already, that price difference, accumulation level difference, isn't going to be as dramatic as we would experience in a normal weekly accumulator. However, the euro still will offer a little bit more of a premium price than the weekly double up when choosing to use this 50-50 accumulator.